Welcome and thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much, Kazi. He's an amazing human being. Kazi, can you tell everybody what your background is? What is your specialty?
Thank you, Ella, for the invite, and always lovely to meet you. Well, my background is I've been a trainer for over 20 years now. I started off teaching yoga and meditation, and I moved on into neuroscience-based corporate programs, and I do the neuro change solutions, change your mind, create new results, which is one of Dr. Dispenza's programs. I've been doing that for a while, and I've been having fun doing it. So when I heard from you that this is something you want to do, I thought, why not? Let's do something together.
That's so awesome. Yes, this group is fairly new. It was just a passion project because I love meditation. I discovered meditation about 2 years ago because of something very personal that happened to me in my life. And it
Mm.
really helped me go through it. At a later point, I will share with everyone what really happened 2 years ago in my life. But I think for now, I really want to focus on the reasoning behind this whole global expat support and growth circle, why I had this idea. I'm a new expat living here in China right now for over 2 years. Sometimes life is very hard as an expat because you're so far away from family, you feel lonely, you feel anxiety, maybe job insecurity, whatever, whatever is going on in your life, it's extra harder for us because we don't
Mm.
have our support group from home. Sometimes good to have a safe space where you can talk about whatever you're going through and being heard. Hopefully, also learn from us different techniques, what has worked for us, what has not worked for us. So that's why I'm thrilled, Kazi, that you're here because you're the expert, and I also hope I can learn a lot more from you. You told me that you have done programs that was created by Dr. Joe Dispenza. Maybe you can talk a little bit about it.
So I started on this journey of self-discovery quite some time ago, about almost when I was around 20, 21. I was very much interested in wellness, and I had a lot of questions about myself. So at some point during the journey, when I was already teaching yoga and meditation, I came across neuroscience. I got a master's in neuroscience from King's College. Then along the way, I came across Dr. Joe's work. What prompted you to come back to China?
Because of COVID time. To be honest, I never thought I would leave the US. It's my home. It was my brother, my big brother. He had the idea to come and check out China, a new opportunity here. Also to find our roots back to, where our ancestors are coming from. Grandparents were born here, and we knew nothing about China. So yeah, we were very intrigued and timing was perfect. So we came here.
Take us back to the first few weeks when you just landed in China.
Oh,
What
very,
challenges did you?
very stressful because of the language. Even
Mm,
though I am Chinese, I speak Cantonese, but I don't speak Mandarin. I cannot read Chinese. So I was very
mm,
nervous about that. The move itself was very scary because I'm over 50. I never thought I would change my whole life, go into a different country and kind of like start over. And felt comfortable because my brother was there, but very
okay.
nervous. Very nervous, sleepless nights before.
Native Chinese who are in the US or in anywhere else, any other part of the world, who are thinking, I mean, should we try coming back to China? What would you say to them? Is it a good idea? I mean, from your experience over the last couple of years.
If you come here, the people are very warm. I feel actually more uncomfortable back in the USA. And there's more
Mm,
crime, there is more drugs, guns. You see actually in the news past weekend, again, there was a shooting in the university, stuff like that. Racism is definitely has increased since COVID. Coming here to China, I felt immediately safe. The number one,
mm,
they say safety and transportation. And it's more affordable than the Western world here. But you have to have
mm,
in mind, if you have political issues, you may find a problem problem here. But so far, I mean, I am a very open-minded person, so that's why I feel very comfortable here.
So because you're pretty much focused on what's important to you, right? And the society around you.
Another point why I want to do a global expert support and growth group, because I think the world is just very negative and anxious. Again, I talk to all my friends around the world. I have friends in US, Europe, are having the same feeling like the world is like kind of like apart, and I feel like people need just to talk and just understand each other and not
Mm,
hate, or there's just too much in the media, also just negative words, choosing the words. You have to choose your words wisely. Whatever comes out
mm,
of your mouth, it will affect you. So every morning I choose, when I wake up I feel anxious,
yeah.
count 5 grateful things. Thankful for hot water, I'm thankful for my coffee, I'm thankful for the sunshine. Since moving from the US to China, I've changed the way I wake up, the way I talk, the way I choose words. As simple as that. And to me, it's so amazing. It really changes someone's view of the world.
Mm. So this period of your time is more than just moving from one country to another. It's more like a totally different growth phase in your life. It
Yes.
seems like the past 2 years.
It
I
it
mean,
completely changed my life. I also was overweight, and then coming here also to China, I had a full physical. They found out that I had diabetes, and a lot of things going on. There was a wake-up call. I'm now 53, and my main goal is stay healthy, mentally, physically. Because before, I really didn't think about this at all. I was just like everybody else. I had my own business, but I was just keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, and just neglecting my own health. So China kind of like gave me the second 2.0, life.
I mean, especially with there's a few really good points you pointed out here. One is changing your thoughts, right? The moment you change your thoughts, you are changing your mindset. You are changing the screen through which you see this world. So when you wake up with gratitude, you are going to see the world in that new light.
Yeah.
That's one thing. And while you're also working on your mind and you're working on your body by changing and switching your diet. So I'm curious, in terms of food options, do you believe they are more healthier or different, at least less weight-inducing options in your environment now in China than it
Ah,
used to be?
I love bread because I grew up in Germany and that's what
Mm.
we ate. Rice because Chinese, you eat rice. Rice is life, right?
You Indians also eat rice.
When they diagnosed me with diabetes here in China, I was shocked because I never thought I would have this. I'm not a person who craves for sugar. I actually like salty, savory things, but they say it has nothing to do with it. You still can develop diabetes. Day one, I ate only chicken breasts, blueberries, and vegetables. I've ate that for the whole year. No snacks. I used to love like potato chips, you name it. We have a big store in the US called Costco. US viewers probably know it. Costco, they have one in Shanghai now too. Bulk items like potato chips, they're like this big,
Mm,
everything enormous. My portion control in the USA was not good. Now I'm looking back, old pictures, how big it
mm,
was. And back then I didn't feel it in the US. In the US is everything frozen. A lot of things are frozen. And you don't have
mm,
so many varieties of vegetables. So that's a good
mm.
thing here.
When you look at the study, do you have any idea about the statistics as a whole? I mean, in terms of obese people in China versus, I'm just curious now.
The statistics, unfortunately, I don't know the statistics.
I'm
However,
sure we can check it out. I'm sure it's on Google at some point.
even though we have access to fresh vegetables, but the modern family, they eat out a lot. They don't cook here anymore. I think that's the new generation. I have to watch their sugar intake, I think, here too. And also, I spoke
Mm.
to some of my doctors, there is also diabetes, a lot of diabetes here. They don't take it serious.
I guess people have different perceptions of what is healthy and what is the optimum level of health. So
Again, it's my choice, I think, also because I want to stay healthy.
you are in that phase of your life where you're improving yourself, you are learning new things, your mindset has changed, right? Going towards things which are related to that, I'm guessing.
Especially during COVID, because we were not so active anymore. Everybody was staying at home.
Mm.
I did feel an effect in my body, return the clock basically, and be more active. Yes. Yeah, of not being healthy. Yeah.
So, I mean, if there's one habit you would suggest for anyone who's listening today, which they could take away from whatever you have practiced, what would that be? I mean, what which would give them the biggest return in terms of health and awareness?
In the beginning, for me, meditation, I thought it was like an exercise, Now I kind of understand. It really starts from your mind. So for me, it started in my mind. I wanted to change. And then from
Mm.
there, thank God, I found Dr. Joe Dispenza videos.
Yeah, the Dr. Joe meditations are quite powerful.
Those who don't know Dr. Joe Dispenza, can you maybe say a few words?
He has been doing this workshops, this neuroscience-based meditation workshops for over 20 years now. And over the last, especially during COVID, he became extremely popular because he used to go on this podcast and everyone was pretty much stuck at home watching podcasts. So, uh,
Yeah.
so he was already doing quite well, but during the COVID era, I think more people got to know him and even his workshops are always sold out. What happened? How did I come across him? Oh yeah, I was at the library one day and I came across his book, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. So that's how I first got introduced to Dr. Joe. I found that quite intriguing because he gives the science behind change, the science behind some of the meditative techniques we actually use, so that it actually makes sense for the layperson. You
Yes.
know, you don't have to use difficult terminology. He breaks it down into simple terms as to how your thoughts and
Yeah.
your behaviors actually affect your feelings and how your thoughts, behaviors, and feelings actually help change your reality. And you can mentally rehearse a new thought, a new behavior, and new feeling to create change in your life. So, and he puts it really well. And in his workshops, he gives over a 7 day period, he gives multiple opportunities for people to practice this over and over again, different technologies, music, the whole ambience is there for people to change.
Yes.
So that's how I got introduced to him. Then, since I did that 7 day program, and then I went on and did his corporate trainers program, where I do one of his programs called Change Your Mind, Create New Results, which brings certain aspects of meditation, but again in a scientific way and something in a way which is appropriate for companies and for employees, reduce stress, to help them build better teamwork, to help them communicate with each other, aligned with their goals and their vision. So that's part of the Dr. Joe's work.
This is also science-based because he actually collects data. He actually measured people's brain waves while doing his workshops. He backs it up with science. And yeah, and for me personally, it kind of worked because I listened to his guided meditations. What interested me, Dr. Joe Dispenza, is because quantum leap techniques, this is what
Mm.
was intrigued because of the multi-universe. At first, I really didn't understand, but then someone said, "Oh, it's like the Matrix." And I like Matrix the movie, so that's why I was intrigued. Personally, had one experience, and that I will share with everyone next time. And my experience with that, it was like out of this world.
Oh wow! During a meditation you did for yourself?
Yes, by myself. Very first time I was able to enter into a different universe. I wasn't
Oh,
dreaming.
wow.
I was not dreaming.
Mhm.
I was aware. Like it was weird. I was like half asleep, but I was aware. I knew everything. I saw everything. I heard everything, and I felt everything.
We should go more into that the next time around.
Yeah, next time definitely because it's a very interesting experience.
It's almost the end of the year.
Yeah.
Christmas is coming. The year end is coming. We are sitting, if we are sitting here 1 year from now, what would make you say that that was a powerful year for 2026? What's your vision for 2026 for this expat group and for yourself personally?
I hope that this group become a safe space for everyone. I hope also from our contents and from our meetings, people can take the information or our own examples into their own life and improve themselves. Because my mission for myself is I want to be my best version. There's always improvement for, small things or big, if you have big dreams, go for it. Learn about yourself. And I hope more peace, to be honest. It's so cliche, you hear peace on world, but I really, really mean it. I
Yeah,
never,
we can never have more peace.
people can be more kind, kind to each
In
other.
my experience, at least, the majority of people we meet are actually kind.
Yes.
Uh, I mean, it's when this kind of tragedies happen, then they portray it on the news. Sometimes some of it is even sensationalized.
Yes.
That's where negativity seems to be highlighted. But
Yes.
in general, what I find in my experience is that people are just good. They are just basically good. They are basically nice.
What about you, Kazi?
Continue doing my work, do it better, meet more people, share some of the skills which I have, and learn from them at the same time. Just share in the general positivity and general peace and calm
Yeah.
and goodness of the people. I think we'll have to do this again one more day. That's what I think.
All right, Kazi, thank you so much for your time. And
Thank you. And
let's do this again. And I hope everyone enjoyed this.
yes, Ella, looking forward. Merry Christmas.
Merry holidays, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Bye. Bye-bye.